So let's now bring you the news. And our first story is on the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, saying there's nothing wrong with Baba Kamara, the new National Security Advisor, taking up a position in government while being investigated by the Commission.
Well, the newly appointed National Security Boss is still being investigated by Shrash over his alleged involvement in the Maybe and Johnson scandal some 6 years ago. The Ghana Integrity Initiative wants President Mahama to suspend his appointment until the status of the bribery allegation against him is determined.
However, the head of corporate communication and public relations at Shraj, Comfort Akusiedu, said although investigations were ongoing, no adverse findings had been found against him.
Well, we're moving on now. The Minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, will no longer sit in President Mahama's cabinet following a reconstitution of the body. And
recently appointed Prime Minister replaces him to satisfy the constitutional clause that the number of ministers making up the cabinet should not exceed 18.
Well, Speaker of Parliament Edward Doajaho notified MPs about the changes in the move that should hopefully bring closure to suggestions the President have violated that particular clause in the Constitution.
Member of Parliament for Ifutu in the Central Region, Alexander Kwamena Afenyo-Markins, brought the issue to the attention of the House 2 weeks ago, citing a compilation of the list in the official parliamentary report, which pegged the number at 20. He argued the President was in violation of the Constitution, which places a ceiling on the number of cabinet ministers at 19. Debate on the matter was subsequently deferred to allow for consultation with the Presidency on the matter. The new list, released by the Speaker, names the other portfolios included in Cabinet as Finance, Foreign Affairs, Defence, Petroleum, Interior, Trade and Industry, Attorney General, Roads, Food and Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources, Local Government, Health, Education, Transport, Power, Environment, Gender and the Communication Ministry. But Member of Parliament for Minsha South, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, questioned the source of the communication and why it did not come under an executive instrument.
I inform members. I chose my words carefully. I did not read the communication. I inform. It's an information the House needs and I informed them. So I chose my words carefully. I'm informing the House as to those who constitute the cabinet. I did not read any communication.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The first one I read about absence from Ghana, I read communication and I indicated who signed that communication.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, you are right. Mr. Speaker, you are right. But, Mr. Speaker, still the principle holds.
At this point, you are out of order.
Oh, the cabinet minister gets a higher salary than a non-cabinet minister. So we wanted to know, in this designation that you have been informed, that you are also passing information. In our study on the Speaker, information comes only through you. Information. No. So if we happen to know the person who signed, it might hold or it might not hold. If a non-cabinet minister writes to you and informs you,
the communication was addressed to the clerk to Parliament.
Not even the Speaker.
No, it is done. That is why I did not read it.
Sitting continues Wednesday.
Well, so now we know that the MPP, they will be staging a demonstration from this very morning till the close of the afternoon. And they're going to start at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle here in Accra.
Well, pressure group Occupy Ghana has thrown its weight behind that demonstration planned by the New Patriotic Party against governments over the current energy crisis this morning. The protest dubbed Wombo demonstration, according to the NPP, is also to protest against the worsening economic situation in our country.
Members of the group noted that they are concerned Ghanaians and are rising up responsibly and also demanding action from leadership over the economic mismanagement being experienced in the country, the ever-worsening power crisis and the attendant effects on the cost of doing business in particular and the economy at large, including government's inability or unwillingness to retrieve wrongfully paid judgment debts, all attributable to poor leadership and a lack of commitment to good and responsible governance.
Meanwhile, about 10 buses will leave Tamale with NPP supporters ahead. of that demonstration, that those buses were being informed left yesterday, so they should be hitting Accra today. Well,
and
amazing.
Already we've had some reports in the news media that some of them have been talking from their onset of the journey, as well as even having arrived already in Accra. So we'll try to give you a lot more. Go to the bus terminals this morning and try to see whether we can get some of them to speak to before they converge ultimately at the Holy Gardens Kwame Nkrumah Circle.
Yeah, but the other talking point though is why Occupy Ghana has decided to throw its weight behind this whole demonstration, and I guess it will also be very topical because, you know, some persons within the Occupy group, they've been associated with the New Patriotic Party. So now that they've issued the statement and they have emphatically made this move, what would people say?
Whether they're political or not.
Exactly.
That's a question. Okay, but there's an ongoing debate about crude oil prices, and the prices of crude oil on the world market may slow down the National Petroleum Authority, that's the NPA's projections to pay off debt owed the bulk oil distribution companies, that's the BDCs.
Well, the NPA projected the end of February this year to pay off debts owed the BDCs, but it seems this will not be realized. The steady fall of crude oil prices from $133 per barrel in July 2014 to about $46 since the beginning of February 25 represents a 59% decrease, a situation which market watchers say will affect NPA's chances to be able to pay off debts owed the BDCs.
And already the BDCs say they are not worried with the current situation of crude oil prices on the international market, since they are already in contact with government on various modules to help defray the debt and the urgency and the importance of it, which is well understood by all parties, and its implications on the Ghanaian economy.
Okay, so we would have to make a detour, if you like, right now to the Obra spots, because we've got one of our colleagues, Francisca Kakra-Forsing. I don't know if she's joining in the demonstration or she's just there to report. Francisca, good morning.
Good morning, Mama B.
Are you wearing red or you're in black?
Unfortunately, I'm wearing orange, but I've got a little of black too. I'm at the Obra spot. The demonstrators have gathered here in their numbers. They are waiting for more to come before they commence. And many people here are in black and red, or either one of them. And they have been interacting with them. Some have come as far from the UK. They say that they are here to demonstrate because their businesses in Ghana are, collapsing. I have a lady here with me. I'm going to speak to her. She's also wearing a blue pair of jeans and a red T-shirt, and she's got a red scarf as well. She has her breakfast, but she's taking a moment to speak to us. So, good morning, madam, and welcome to Joy News. What are you expecting today? Antina, Papa, what did you say after the demonstration with doom top situation? Oh, I should say okay, Mama Vito, you just heard this lady. She says that she's from Sunyani. She's talking about her difficulty in doing business, and she's saying that she's expecting that after this demonstration, the doom-top situation will be addressed seriously. Mama V.
Yeah, Francisca, just before you go, we know that Occupy Ghana issued that statement, throwing its weight behind the demonstration. Have you seen any prominent...
Repeat the question.
Yeah, Francisca, I'm asking if you've seen any prominent occupiers there right now.
I haven't seen any so far, but the understanding is that they will be here. I'm walking through the crowd trying to see who is here, but not everybody here is claiming to be an MPP supporter. Some of them say that they are ordinary Ghanaians, but they are going through difficult times, and so they are here to vent their frustration.
And before you go, though, Francisca, do you know how many people the organizers of the demonstration, in particular, we're talking about?
that's a question I have put to them. Nobody's able to give me the exact figure. They say they're expecting thousands.
And how many people are there now, by your estimation?
I will say there are hundreds. There are 100, close to 100.
Okay.
Close to 100. If my mathematics is anything to go by, there are close to 100 people. The police, I must say, are also on standby. They are ready to guide the demonstrators along their route.
All right. Thank you very much, Francisca Forsen.
Take care of yourself, Francisca. Don't get lost in the crowd. That's our colleague, Francisca Forsen. She's cute. That's all I can say.
It's petite, you mean?
No, I didn't say that. I said she's cute, and
I
love her
petite
to
is not
bit.
bad.
Let's move on. Executives of the Ghana Journalists Association have met the Inspector General of Police over recent assault on journalists by the police.
And it follows the latest incident involving two multimedia journalists over the weekend at Sinchi in the Eastern region. Well, both sides are said to have agreed to get to the bottom of the matter and prevent future attacks on journalists, not only from multimedia, but other media houses.
President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Philmoni, at the meeting indicated that although the media also have their own challenges, police assaults on media personnel must not be tolerated in any form, since both professions are working in the interest of public service.
We believe that we should not allow some few blackish blemishes in the police. The media also have a fair share of the blacklist because all of us are not saints. But we believe that these elements should not be allowed to draw us back and to unduly tarnish the image of the Ghana Police Service.
The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Ahmed Al-Hassan, in a statement noted that the police administration had noticed some procedural and policy gaps in the dispensation of their duties and had put in place stringent measures to deal with them. He promised to work assiduously to ensure police officers respect the rights and freedom of all persons, especially the media, in the dispensation of their duties.
To enforce the law, should not do anything on our part to stifle freedom of speech. We are not only saying it by words, but emphasizing it practically, because we recognize the very important role of the media in any modern day policing. And we are doing everything policy-wise, resource-wise, to make sure that we build up those structures that will enable us work very, very well with the media as is expected of any modern policing institution.
Well, so executives of the GJA meeting officials of the Ghana Police, the top hierarchy really. The thing is, how do we make sure beyond all these, perhaps the calm messages and the assurances that have been given by the police, the next attack on a journalist could be prevented?
Exactly. Would it trickle down, I guess? You're asking, would this top meeting trickle down? I mean, but why should policemen be beating journalists in the first place?
I thought we all work together.
Exactly. If you know, when they're doing the right thing, they want the cameras to capture. But when they're doing the wrong things, they don't want the cameras to capture. See?
That's a whole dilemma I guess we're all facing. But in the meantime, though, we all love eating at Chop Bars.
Yeah. And now Chop Bars and other local eateries will soon be made to pay the Ghana Tourism Development Levy. It was big on some restaurants not too long ago.
And levy, which is a 1% charge on all hospitality services, is collected into the Tourism Development Fund, meant to be used to market and also promote the sector.
Well, board chairman of the Tourism Authority, Akunu Dake, says though they've so far collected some 9 million cedis, they need a lot more to accomplish their objectives.
One, hotels, there are a number of the hotels. There are a number of restaurants. There are a number of what we call tourism trade associations, like travel and tour agencies. What is the travel and tour agencies essentially? These are the three main categories for now. But there are others in the Act that or they are, like, for example, those who are involved in events management or events institutions, for example, that we are bringing on board. And there are a number of such ones. For example, amusement parks, recreational parks, and so on and so forth. Some of the number of the attractions that we go to and visit, they are supposed to charge, this 1% levy. For traditional catering institutions, for example, what you call the chop bars and so on, we are instituting what we call, in discussions with the Ghana Tourism Federation, to institute a lump sum. Because some of them you go and eat, they don't give you receipts and so on and so forth. But we think we are instituting a lump sum that they'll be able to pay, into that. But we are coming to, we are not discussing with the executives, to arrive at this lump sum that, will be able to apply, across.
The 1% charge on hospitality services such as hotel accommodation and restaurant bills is expected to accumulate into the Tourism Development Fund. Administrator in charge of the fund, Ibrahim Tete, says it is working at roping in as many eateries as possible.
We have each individual establishment data in our system, so we'll be reconciling with what is in the platform with the banks, and we'll get information on them. Then we will come to the individual establishment or the entities and call for their books, the cash book, their related accounts such as the VAT payment, the financial statement, and we reconcile the total of their revenue collection should give us 1% of whatever they were paying into the platform.
The Tourism Development Fund is expected to provide the resources for the authority to market and promote the activities and services of players in the tourism industry in Ghana.
Well, since they are patronized, well, I guess they also need to pay something to the Ghana Tourism Authority as well. But I have to go to the next chopper. Usually I go to Heavydo, just around the corner.
I haven't been there in a very long while.
Oh, you haven't?
It's making me,
I'll take you to lunch today.
Yeah, thank you.
If you're free.
Thank you in advance. But now that you've said it on record, you have to do it. Oh, so put time to it.
As if I have a history of not fulfilling my promises.
All right, so we've got sport coming up, but I'm sure you heard about the fact that the Black Stars were getting some Jeep.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay, so
this will be some 76,000. I've pulled up, picture of the car.
That they don't cost that much.
Picture of the vehicle right now. Yeah, I read it yesterday. That
so
this
after
is what
the 25,000 and the 50,000 as their bonuses,
they're getting this as a thank you in addition.
It is good to play football.
Okay, so the disappointing news for those of you who thought, yeah, this is an opportunity for you to bash Mahama Yariga more, check out this headline. Yay! So there's nothing like that apparently, but we will see. Maybe, who knows?
Oh, so they are not collecting the cards after all?
Yeah, okay, well, so this is a story on myjoyonline.com.
And it says what
Tanic CEO, Tanic is essentially the
garage,
the company, that they were going to buy these vehicles from, and the CEO says that government has not funded cars to be presented to the Black Stars, essentially.
But are they giving cars to the Black Stars?
Well, so it means that we have to go, elsewhere to find out that. So at least from the vehicle
sometimes there's nothing that comes to the media without some iota of truth, or perhaps if it's some level of...
Okay, wait, but let me read a bit.
That's what? They are giving the cars.
The Chief Executive Officer of Tanic Ghana Limited, franchise holders of blah, 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 has dismissed reports government funded partly or fully the Jeep Grand Cherokees presented to the Black Stars. So has it been presented to them?
No, they said what? He said yes.
So he told, his name is Roger Glogo, he told myjoyonline.com the donation was a redemption of a long-standing promise made by Tanic Ghana Limited to the Black Stars, and has nothing to do with government. So they are really getting the cars.
The company is giving how many players?
He had promised the chairman of the Ghana Football Association ahead of the 2014 World Cup during the trial match between the Stars and Holland that if the Stars were to qualify to the semi-final stage of the competition, he would donate cars to all the players.
Really?
So he was one of the 30. He was one of the 30 chief executives sponsored by KLM to Holland to watch the Black Stars friendly match against Holland. And he says that even though the Black Stars failed to perform in Brazil, he was touched by the huge sacrifices the Black Stars made in risking their lives to play in the tournament that no country initially wanted to host due to the Ebola scare. Yeah, the AFCON. And he said that the Black Stars went ahead to play in the tournament with countries who's, you know, on and on and on. And this is a quote. I want to say TANIC did present all those cards to the Black Stars, and we did it together with our partners, but without any government involvement. No government involvement at all.
Wow.
Quote ends. Amazing.
This
this will be unfolding. We will see. So what? Did the managers also get it? I guess that's for Baba to tell us.
We were told that the management members of the Black Stars.
But it means that the company really has money and they've made huge profit.
Yeah, but Charlie, the car's fine.
To donate this. Charlie, take a look at it again.
I'm just saying normal pigeon. The car's there, Charlie. They did for.
Take a look at it. I mean, this is free of charge, and he's just doing.
All right, so stay tuned. We'll give you a lot more updates, and we'll be asking Baba Tando. Usually, Baba will say she needs to go and investigate. I know. But next is sports.
Oh, I want to be a footballer like right now. I mean, put me in Hearts or Pando or Kotoko or whatever.
I know the car is nice. The car is nice. Well, next, we have sports, but before then, we'll bring you detailed weather reports by Kemeni Nyamani Amano.
All right, stay with us. If you've got comment, please go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Joy News on TV.
We're right back.